Hey, it's Monday. We're back at 6 o'clock. Welcome back to 13 Sunrise. We promise not to sing anymore.
Ever again.
I can't say ever again, just not this morning.
I never know the words. I happen to know
that
those,
one you knew there. Okay, well, glad that you're up with us here on 13 Sunrise. Maybe you needed that boost because, you know, you're still getting used to the new work week, although it might help you out, the extra hour over the weekend. Do you think you really noticed it?
I think I do. I feel like my body clock kind of woke up to the old hour this morning.
Yeah.
So I was like, I better get up, just might as well.
Kind of helps you maybe start that Monday morning for sure.
Yeah.
But you'll pay for it with that early evening, of course.
True.
So, you know, it's kind of, it's a hot topic.
Let the sun go down because I'm trying to go to sleep.
Hey, but at least we're seeing the sun
That's
today.
true.
That's all that matters. We've got some good sunlight for us. Nice, comfortable temperatures. Now, it is a chilly start this morning. Bundle up, get the jacket ready. We're starting off in the 30s with wind chills in the low 30s. There's just a slight enough breeze that there's a bit of a wind chill, but you're going to be mainly sunny. Now, we do have a couple high thin cirrus clouds passing on by right now, especially in that northern direction. There's a front in northern Indiana. It's not really impacting our weather too much here. There's be some wind direction changes throughout the day, but the wind will be calming down. Essentially, you need to know there's a lot of sunshine on the way today. You can see a couple of those high clouds out there this morning on the south side of Eagle Creek and a few of them passing by this morning in Carmel, but there's still plenty of clear sky that once the sun comes up, we'll have a beautiful sunrise, I think, across the state. Live look downtown Indianapolis. We're at 39, feels like it's 32, a little bit of that south-southwest wind. And we're just catching it right in a couple of our towns, and that's why we have a couple low 40s farther to the north. It gets colder to the south. 41 in Kokomo, 40 in Lebanon, but you head farther south. We're at 38 in Carmel and Fishers, 38 in Greenwood, 37 in Martinsville, 36 in Richmond, and then down to 37 in Bedford and Seymour. So some of our coolest temperatures are to the south and to the east this morning. But coming up, we're going to be talking about when our cold fronts will start arriving and how they could impact our weather here at home later this week off towards the west. Let's talk about traffic this morning, though, Lindsay.
Yeah, got another issue here. This one closer to the downtown area. This is going to be coming inbound on I-70. No, this is actually outbound. Correction there. This is I-70 eastbound at Cumberland Road out on the east side of town. So looks like we do have a semi involved in this crash and multiple perhaps scenes here. We've got some emergency crews here off to the shoulder. And I'll take the banner off so you can see the other situation where we've got more flashing lights coming eastbound on I-70. Looks like potentially a couple of travel lanes blocked on up the way. So we're going to continue to monitor this. Does look like it has started to create a little bit of a backup. So this is where this is located. This is the east side of town. This is the ramp system at 465 and I-70. So it's as you're going eastbound, just after that Post Road exit, as you're approaching that Mount Comfort Road on and off ramp system, expecting the backup to start to develop right along here. So we'll keep an eye on that and we'll keep you posted. Again, a crash I-70 eastbound at Cumberland Road.
Lindsay, thank you. Well, this morning, IMPD is investigating a violent holiday weekend where at least 10 people were injured in separate shootings.
And one of those cases, 2 teenage boys were critically injured. Anna Chalker is live this morning with what we know about this investigation. Now, this is on 38th and Central Avenue. Good morning.
Good morning, ladies. IMPD saying this is a heartbreaking investigation because this was a fight that they say that led to that shooting. And this was a large investigation that spanned for several hours. And it not only involved IMPD officers, it also involved their SWAT team to really find more information about this shooting. So I want to take you back to that scene. It happened around 3:15 yesterday when police were called to a home near 38th and Central Avenue on a report of a person shot. When they got there, they found the 2 teenage boys outside near a car, and they both were taken to the hospital in very critical condition. Police say during that SWAT standoff, one person did come out peacefully. They were taken into custody along with another person, and investigators are still working to figure out their involvement with this shooting. And police say that initial fight should have never led to this.
We've had another senseless act of violence that has interrupted what could have been a beautiful day here in Indianapolis. It's heartbreaking that our officers have to continue to respond to incidents like this, but not more importantly, that families in our community have to experience violence yet again.
Again, no arrests have been made. Police still searching for suspects this morning, but they are asking people with information or even some doorbell video to come forward to help with this investigation. And like you ladies mentioned earlier, this is just one of many shootings from over the weekend that injured around 10 people. So coming up, you'll hear from police on this and why they say those cases could have all been preventable.
Anna, thank you.
Well, right now, the mayor of Indianapolis and the chief of police are also speaking out about another shooting, this time both blaming a bar after a downtown shooting injured 3 people here.
Yeah, this happened around 2 a.m. yesterday at Georgia and Meridian Streets. Police say in all 3 men were shot inside the Jovita Lounge after some kind of argument broke out inside the bar. Medics took 2 men to the hospital early yesterday morning. They say a 3rd man took himself. All 3 are said to be in stable condition.
So now IMPD is asking anyone who might have been out, has any video from this night, to send it to detectives to help them with their investigation.
We constantly say it's not worth it. If you're having a disturbance, a fight with anyone, disagreement, try to talk it out. If that's not working, get somebody to step in and be a mediator in between, or better yet, just turn and walk away.
This was the 2nd shooting incident in this particular area of downtown over the weekend. One person was shot about a block away early Saturday morning. That person is expected to recover. We have reached out to the Jovita Lounge here to try and get more details about the earlier shooting.
Meanwhile, here's what the mayor and the chief are saying. They're both placing blame on particularly the owner of the bar. The mayor saying this in, quote, this comment, violent fallout of an irresponsible bar owner. And Chief Bailey also raising questions about how someone was able to get a gun past security and into the bar. We have their full statements posted right now for you at WTHR.com. Well, a huge mess in Speedway after a car crashed into an apartment building. Speedway Fire Department posted these pictures where you can see this hole in the middle of the outer wall. This happened around 4 yesterday afternoon at the Brickyard Flats apartment that's near High School Road and Crawfordsville Road. Crews from IFD did help shore up that building to prevent more damage. Luckily, no injuries were reported and that car was pulled out of the building. And again, no word on what caused this.
Well, there's a community conversation happening today to discuss the future of education in Indianapolis. This is with the IPS Board of Commissioners hosting a series of these talks. They'll focus on the Indianapolis Local Education Alliance, or ILEA, working in city schools. So tonight's conversation is at the IPS boardroom on Walnut Street. It starts at 6, and the ILEA will adopt final recommendations this year. They'll present them to the district, the city, and state leaders. They have to do so by December 31st.
State lawmakers are set to consider redrawing Indiana's congressional map in the coming weeks.
Yeah, last week, Governor Mike Braun signed a proclamation calling for a special legislative session. It's supposed to start today, but lawmakers may not actually meet for another week, and that's according to the Indiana House Speaker and Senate leaders. Eventually, lawmakers are expected to tackle redistricting and tax reforms.
The Indiana Black Legislative Caucus is also planning to hold a rally at the State House today against redistricting. Well, right now, President Trump has less than 6 hours to respond to a judge's order regarding those SNAP benefits.
Friday, this judge ordered the White House to pay SNAP recipients this week. The administration has to send a full payment by the end of today or a partial payment by Wednesday.
The president, again, so that's until noon to respond to the order. We know about 600,000 Hoosiers rely on SNAP benefits, and now local churches are working together to help as many Hoosiers as possible.
And one man, Jeff Stratton, who you see here standing outside of this grocery store, is spearheading a new movement that he called SNAP Sunday yesterday. He's a former pastor, and he stood outside of this Kroger and encouraging others in his congregation to buy gift cards to grocery stores and be able to help people. Those cards will be handed out to families who are not receiving benefits because of the government shutdown.
Stratton told us he spent $500 of his own money so that he could help 10 families.
I think it means a whole lot more when I can look at somebody and say, this comes from me and my family, and we'll do without something because we want you to have something.
Stratton says if the government shutdown continues, he does plan to keep handing out gift cards to make sure Indiana children and families are fed, and he really hopes that others will step up and choose to do the same.
Now, if you are looking for a place to receive food or a chance to help a pantry in need, if you want to help them stock their shelves, Here's this QR code on your screen that we want you to scan. It takes you to WTHR.com/Scene-On13, and that's where we're keeping a list, as well as this story and others, that shares links to many different organizations that are needing help and also ways that you can help people as well. And here's a way that you can help as well. Looking ahead to Christmas, you know that for so many that's a joyful time of year, but for a lot of families it's stressful, it's difficult. The Salvation Army Angel Tree is working to make sure thousands of children will experience the joy of opening up gifts on Christmas morning.
So some of the toys you can also get, they also can help with things like clothes, pajamas, even shoes. So just scan the QR code that you see here and it'll give you more information on how you can adopt an angel or donate.